there are some political factors that are weighing on the markets heavily. And I believe it is my opinion, which is why you are here, to hear my opinion and to learn about trading. And you can't discuss trading without discussing some part of politics because it affects trading. I believe that this downward move in oil as a result of this peace agreement that maybe or maybe not we'll get, when the words are spoken that we've made peace, we're opening the strait. Oil drops, yields drop, the VIX drops, and it opens the door to get back into the risk on market, which moves the markets higher. We get all-time highs. Yay, U.S. economy. Yay, markets. And that is good for the current administration. That's just the way it works. So what do we do about it? Well, we have to listen to the politicians to see what they're signaling and what they're doing. We have to see how that affects yields and how it affects the dollar and how it affects the VIX. We look at these three. We look at the put-call ratio. This is another thing to look at. Look how the put-call ratio is rising. You would think everybody is in on calls, happy to be long, right? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4 days right here. I don't know where this one started. 5 would be today. This is where calls are bought initially, but by the end of the day, they end up buying puts. This is an 8-period moving average right here that I have on the put call ratio. And look at the direction of the 8-period moving average over 8 days. If you have it on a daily, it means the average over 8 days. Wow, right? So puts are starting to be bought here, even though the VIX is low. So keep an eye on this. Keep an eye on this. Keep an eye on the dollar. Does it hold? Keep an eye. Look at this. Look at this double bottom. Does this hold? Look at NVIDIA. Does it hold the 50? Look at, this is all Bitcoin. Not going to be a buyer really of Bitcoin necessarily until we're above its daily 50. Still trading below it. Does this start to do this and make a lower low? We got to watch. Okay. We can see what's happening with gold, silver. As you've seen a little bit of a movement downward in the dollar, just a little bit, what happens? Bang, bang, bang. Up goes GDX. Isn't it great that we traded GDX? We traded this move in GDX to the downside and got out right here, right before it did this. That was awesome. So do we want to trade GDX again? Yeah, we do, but I don't want to be a buyer of it just yet. So again, look, we gap up here in gold. We're up another, 2% today? But the dollar is not falling. The dollar has pulled back a little bit. But if the dollar finds strength somewhere here in this range, and we get some inflation data this week, Fed maybe indicates there might be a rate hike, the dollar starts to move higher, then this will end up being a bit of a gap close, and you might see it pull back. So it's not time to buy GDX just yet. Got to wait for maybe this gap close, then a move higher, or if the dollar really starts making lower lows and you really see movement dropping in the dollar where the dollar is absolutely tanking, then you can think about buying this. But I don't think the time to buy gold is now. I don't think the time to sell gold is now either. Now, why wouldn't I sell gold here? If I thought this was going to gap close and I thought this was going to hold and go higher, why wouldn't I throw some puts on GDX now? Can someone tell me? Why not short it now if you think the dollar is going to firm up? Anybody? Yeah, the dollar could reverse. It could reverse. It could go up. It could go down. But what I'm looking for is for an answer here. I told you why I don't want to short it. I don't want to. I told you why. I told you why I don't want to long gold. Number one, we're trading below the daily 50. And it's very possible that this is just nothing more than a pullback. The structure of gold is still higher highs and higher lows, right? So I don't see for certain that the dollar is dropping. And that's number one. Number two, we're trading below the daily 50. Those are two reasons why I don't want to buy. Okay, does everybody understand why I don't want to buy? I don't want to buy this move up in metals because it is possible that this could hold. I don't see the drop in the dollar completely yet. And it's still trading below here, and it just gapped up. The question I had was, okay, if that's true, why not short it now on this gap up, especially if you think at some point it's going to close the gap? Yeah, at some point, but it could take a while. If I buy this Friday, we don't close by this Friday, theta decay will kill me, I lose. If I go next Friday, what if it goes up a little, then down a little bit, and then comes to here? Theta decay will kill me. The timing would have to be perfect. But the main reason from a technical perspective why I don't want to short this yet, even though I think, potentially the dollar will hold and go higher, but I don't know that for certain, I don't have a sell signal. Look at this chart. Tell me there's a sell signal. Anybody see one? So you always have to, before pulling the trigger, you can have a narrative. The narrative says to you, you say to yourself, your narrative is, I don't think the dollar is going to fall. I think the dollar is going to go higher. And I think this gap is going to close. And whatever other, we're still trading below the daily 50. Whatever other setup and narrative that you have to possibly trade this down, you have to then, the final look is the technical perspective of the chart. And the technical perspective of the chart is there's no sell signal. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video from Trade With Me Now. Make sure to go ahead and like this video and subscribe to our channel so you make sure that you catch our next video right when it's released. Also, if you have a question or comment, please leave that in the comments section below. And of course, if you want to learn more about Trade With Me Now or join our community of profitable traders, go to tradewithmenow.com. There's also a link in the description below.